Hello everyone and welcome to the ONIT Volleyball Show. With the season winding down, we figured it'd be a good time to talk about some of our teams who are having outstanding seasons and players who are among some of the best in the country. We've also got an exciting announcement coming your way, so don't go anywhere. We'll be into that shortly, but before we do, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you love college sports. We believe in NIL for all here at ONIT, so we cover everything, be it football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball. We've got it all, and we hope that you will join us. If you hit that subscribe button, you won't miss any of our future videos. Now, let's get right into it. Mentioned we had an exciting announcement. As of today, Penn State Volleyball is live. They become the 5th team to join the ONIT family here in 2025, joining Arkansas, Ohio State, Pittsburgh, and Nebraska as our volleyball squads. You can find them on the website at onitathlete.com or down in the description below. There's a link that will take you to the website where you can purchase your cards. You have two options to pick up Penn State Volleyball. You have single packs, each come with 10 cards per pack. And new in 2025, each pack has a hit in it, whether it's a teal card, an autograph, a numbered parallel, or a city limits. Each single pack comes with at least one hit, or you have the platinum box variety. This comes with 6 packs of 10 cards. You get 60 cards in total in a platinum box, and you get a guaranteed autograph in your platinum box. And because each single pack has a hit, each pack in your platinum box will have a hit as well. So you get 6 hits, with one of those being a guaranteed autograph. And again, all of that is live for Penn State Volleyball starting here today. Excited to have them as a part of the family. And now we're going to take a look at all of our ONIT teams and how they've performed so far during the 2025 campaign. Having a look here at the number 1 in the country, Nebraska Cornhuskers. This team has had an incredible season. Undefeated so far on the year at 23-0 after a win over Illinois. Going into that Illinois game, Nebraska had recorded 13 sweeps in a row. Their most since they had 17 in a row back in 2007. 40 straight sets. They hadn't lost a set since September 16th at Creighton. This team has been on an absolute roll. In the month of October, matter of fact, they played 24 sets. They won all of those. Only 2 sets the opponent even made it to 20 points. This Nebraska team has been utterly dominant this season. They have ranked wins over all sorts of different opponents, including Pitt back when they were number 3 in the country. I mean, this team has been incredible. Harper Murray, amazing season, leading the team in kills, 3.66% with a .310 hitting percentage. She's also averaging over 2 digs per set, has a team high in aces with 22. She's been unbelievable. Rebecca Alec is having her best offensive season as a senior, 2.84 kills per set, hitting .412, which is a top mark in the country. It's in the top 20 in the country for Rebecca Alec as a middle blocker, that hitting percentage. And then you also have Bergen Riley, 10 assists percent, just over that. And she leads the team with 2.64 digs per set. So when you look at the superstars of this Nebraska volleyball team, all of them are having exceptional seasons. It's part of the reason why they have been so utterly dominant this year with that 23-0 record. And they just keep rolling on and on. They're going to be clearly the favorites when it comes to the NCAA tournament this year. Next up, we've got the number 3 Pitt Panthers. Boy, what a season that they have been having. 3rd in the country at 19-3. Number of wins over ranked teams, and all their losses have come to ranked opponents as well. They started off the season losing to Nebraska. They took a set off Nebraska. Not a lot of teams can say that this year. Then they lost in 5 to Florida before falling later on to Miami in ACC play. But those are their only 3 losses to go along with 19 wins. They've got Olivia Babcock, who last year was the Player of the Year, according to the AVCA. She was the National Player of the Year. She's even better this year. She won the award last year. She stepped her game up even more this year. She's coming off a 45-kill performance against North Carolina in a 5-set victory for the Panthers. That broke the Pitt school record, her own school record, that she had already set by getting 41 kills against Louisville earlier this year. Then she turns around and breaks it with 45. She's been on another planet this year. Nobody else in the country even has a match with 40 kills. She has 2 of them. Babcock well on her way to what looks like another Player of the Year award. Bree Kelly has also been instrumental for the Panthers as well on the defensive side with the blocks, stuffing it up the middle. She's been very impactful for Pitt's defense that is holding opponents to a very low hitting percentage. And when you look at these ranked wins for Pitt, I mentioned the losses, but win over number 25 TCU, number 7 Arizona State, number 3 Kentucky, 13 Penn State, 11 SMU twice. They did it back-to-back against SMU. Beat number 4 Louisville, beat number 21 North Carolina. They've got Stanford coming up on the agenda. Louisville will be in their building in Pittsburgh coming up at the end of the season. This is a team that has already stacked a very quality resume, lots of great wins against ranked competition. If the season continues the way it has for Pitt, there is no reason that they won't be a number 1 seed going into the NCAA tournament here when it's all said and done. And maybe they can be one of these teams that gives Nebraska a run for their money during the NCAA championship. We'll see, but a great season so far for Pitt here at about the 80% mark. Our newest member of the ONIT family, the Penn State volleyball team. Very solid season for them so far, 13-9, 7-5 in conference play as they come in at the time of this recording, number 25 in the country. Started off the season very strong, a win in straight sets over number 12 Creighton, 1-5 against Kansas, but then a couple of losses. Arizona State, TCU, Kentucky, all 3 of those teams ranked in the top 25 when they lost to them. Arizona State was 13, TCU number 24, Kentucky number 4. Had a loss to Pittsburgh as well, back when Pitt was number 5 in the country at that time. So 4 non-conference losses, all of them to top 25 opponents. And then getting into conference play, a big win to start the year over USC in 5 sets, number 17 USC at the time. Then they lost to a UCLA team that was receiving votes, lost to Nebraska, a big win over number 7 Wisconsin, swept them. And then a little bit uncharacteristic 5-set loss to Washington, 5-set loss at Michigan, and then swept last time out against number 24 Indiana. So when you look at the resume for Penn State, they've played a lot of really tough teams. They have a lot of quality wins. A couple weeks ago, you were probably looking at them at a team that was going to be hosting in the first and potentially second round of the NCAA tournament. Now it's looking like Penn State is going to need to string together some more big wins if they want to do that. They have plenty of those opportunities upcoming. They'll be at number 9 Purdue. Nebraska's still on the schedule. So opportunity to play some quality teams, get some quality wins. They definitely have to beat all the teams that they are expected to beat, though, if they want to get themselves back in that top 16 and be eligible for a first and second round hosting opportunity. But all in all, a very solid season for Penn State, and with the resume that they've put together, should be pretty comfortable when it comes to getting an at-large bid into the NCAA championship later on at the end of this month. For Ohio State, season has not been super kind to them. 3-17 and 0-12 in Big Ten conference play so far this year. As they get set to go for a couple more matchups this weekend, they'll play Maryland and Rutgers over the course of this upcoming weekend. But just the wins have not been able to stack up for the Buckeyes. Olivia Hasbrook's had a great season. She continues to rank top 10 in the conference in digs, 3.32 digs per set for the Buckeyes this year. But again, the wins have not been easy to come by for Ohio State. In that Big Ten, you always play such a challenging schedule. But even out of conference, playing a team like VCU and then Miami. Miami's inside the top 25, have one of the best players in the country. So those were always going to be tough games. Losing to Florida, number 12 Florida at the time. Again, Another tough game, that time out of the SEC and the non-con. So even the non-conference stuff has been a struggle for the Buckeyes because they've played a very tough schedule, falling to Nebraska, UCLA, who was receiving votes at the time, USC. Now that we're looking at these conference matches, UCLA's in the conference, a great volleyball school. USC, a great volleyball school. Purdue, another loss. Illinois, who was receiving votes. Indiana in the top 25. Penn State in the top 25. Wisconsin in the top 25. The list just goes on and on and on. So you can understand why the season maybe hasn't been as easy for the Buckeyes as they would have hoped, because there's no such thing as an easy match in the Big Ten. There are about 3 weeks left in the season, though, for Ohio State. Obviously, they'd love to get a conference win under their belt at some point this year, have the potential to make that happen. Realistically, they'd love to take down Michigan, of course, in a massive rivalry. If that's the only conference win they get all year, I'm sure they would love to have it be over Michigan. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out for Ohio State. But at this time, they're pretty much effectively eliminated from the postseason with that record. So they're really trying to play spoiler for a lot of other people's seasons. For Arkansas, another team where the season hasn't necessarily gone the way that they would have liked it to. So far on the year, 5-18 overall, 1-11 in conference play. They've lost 11 matches in a row after winning their SEC opener in 5 sets against Ole Miss. They just haven't been able to get over the line against a lot of these other SEC teams. And it's another great volleyball conference where you're never going to have an easy match. Every single match day is going to be a challenge. You look at their losses: number 21 Missouri, number 2 Texas, number 10 Texas A&M, a Florida team that was ranked again earlier in the season. They weren't ranked when the Razorbacks took on Florida. And then you have Tennessee and Kentucky coming up too. In fact, there's only 3 matches left for this Arkansas team because they're one of the lucky few that do have a conference tournament that we are going to talk about coming up here shortly. But it's really been a freshman-powered season for Arkansas. Journey Peppers, Parker Duncan, 2 freshmen who have led the way on both the offensive and defensive end for this Razorback teams. They're hoping that those will be kind of the cornerstones that they build around. Although this season hasn't gone the way they wanted to in terms of the win-loss record, 2 players to build around in the future, of course, with the transfer portal, with the way that NIL has kind of shaped up and things of that nature. You got to hope that you retain players in the year 2025 going into 2026. But if Arkansas can retain those 2 core pieces who have shown them so much this year, there's a lot of positivity that will be around in Fayetteville for next year's team. And like I said, there is a conference tournament to look forward to. They are not totally written off yet, but we're going to talk about that in the next segment. With the final month of the regular season upon us in the volleyball calendar, we thought this would be a good time to take a look at who's been making the grade for us throughout the season. We'll have 2 performers under each number, starting with our near mint 8s, and that's going to be a pair of freshmen from Arkansas in Journey Peppers and Parker Duncan. This year, the Razorbacks have been getting a ton of production from freshmen. True freshmen combined for 74% of Arkansas's blocks and 41% of their kills. Peppers leads the way on the block side with 0.95 blocks per set, and Duncan leads the team in kills per set with 3.4. The last time that Arkansas had true freshmen lead in either of those categories was 2009 for blocks and 2019 for kills. So it's been a long time since they've had offensive performances like this in Fayetteville from freshmen. And that's why these 2 both received near mint 8s for their performance so far this season. Moving on to our mint 9s, we'll start with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Olivia Hasbrook continues to be a defensive stopper for the Buckeyes. The defensive specialist comes in top 10 in the conference with 3.32 digs per set this season. In what is one of the best conferences in all of volleyball, you could argue that it is the best conference in all of collegiate volleyball, with tons of offensive weapons on the other side of the court every time Ohio State takes the floor. Hasbrook has done a great job of digging out the balls, keeping rallies alive for the Buckeyes, so she earns a mint 9. And for Nebraska, how about Harper Murray? Sensational junior season for her. 3.66 kills per set, and she's hitting 310 this year for the number 1 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. She's also pouring in on the defensive side with 2.29 digs per set, and she leads the team with 22 aces. A true do-it-all 6-rotation player as a junior earns her a mint 9 grade for this year. And we're giving out 2 10s, and this was impossible to pick between them because the numbers are so close. That's why we're giving out 2 10s. One will go to Kennedy Martin of Penn State, and the other will go to Olivia Babcock of Pittsburgh. Starting with Martin, the 6'6 junior right side has played in 82 sets this year, racking up 430 kills. She averages 5.24 kills per set. She's also 3rd in the country in points per set. She scores 6.05 points per set. She has been absolutely phenomenal for the Nittany Lions as they look to remain in the top 25 and potentially get a bye going into the NCAA tournament. And on the other side, talking about Olivia Babcock from Pittsburgh, wow, another junior right side. She comes in playing in 83 sets, 435 kills, for a 5.24 kills per set number as well. Both of those numbers are tied for second best in the country, by the way. And then for Babcock as well, she's second best in the country when it comes to points per set, 6.07, thanks to her 74 block assists she also has this year. Those numbers are just behind Flor Marie Heredia Colon of Miami. So the two of these players, in Babcock and Martin, basically the second and third best players in the country, no matter what way you slice it. So that's why they both deserve Gem Mint 10s. Speaking of the NCAA tournament, let's see how the rest of the season looks for our 5 ONIT squads and how they each have potentially a path to the NCAA tournament and to win it all and take home an NCAA championship. And since the volleyball season is winding down, let's take a look ahead at the upcoming conference and NCAA tournaments, and we can see how our ONIT teams fit into the picture. Beginning with Ohio State, the Big Ten does not have a postseason conference tournament. Whoever wins the regular season is the Big Ten's automatic qualifier into the NCAA championship. So that pertains to Nebraska, Penn State, and Ohio State. Because Ohio State is winless in conference at the moment, they do not have the ability to win the Big Ten outright. So their best bet is going to be getting a at-large bid, and to do that, they'll probably have to win out the rest of the season. There's a lot of great teams still on their schedule. They could pick up some huge RPI-based wins, but they'll have to start stringing them together right now. Otherwise, they look like they are not going to be destined for the NCAA tournament. On the other side, Arkansas, another team that's struggling this year, they have a lifeline because the SEC has brought back the volleyball conference tournament for the first time in 20 years. It was last played in 2005 when Florida swept Alabama, but it's back this year. It'll be held in Georgia. And Arkansas, even though at the time of this video they are 1-11 in conference play, they're going to get an opportunity to go play in the SEC tournament, and if they can catch fire and they come out with a lot of upsets and they win that tournament, they would be the SEC's automatic qualifier and be guaranteed a spot in the NCAA championship tournament. We'll see if that happens for the Razorbacks, but it is a possibility for them that none of our other ONIT squads have. Talking about Penn State, a couple weeks ago, they looked like they were a lock to be one of the first 4 teams to receive a hosting bid going into this tournament. 2 losses, however, have kind of put them on the back foot. The Big Ten championship is still in reach. There are enough games left that they could catch Nebraska. But at the moment, Penn State is really trying to turn the ship around and hope to receive one of the 33 at-large bids into the tournament. Next, talking about Nebraska, because they are in the Big Ten as well. They lead the conference undefeated this year. Things have been rather easy for them. So as long as the road stays clear, Nebraska will win the Big Ten. They will be the automatic qualifiers, and they will be one of the top 16 seeds, which means they will get to host a first and second round matchup should they advance through the first round. So big deal for Nebraska. They want to win keep winning out. They want to win the conference. That way they can be assured that they will host the first 2 rounds on campus there in Lincoln. Lastly, we have the Pittsburgh Panthers, number 3 in the country right now, but in a very tight race in the ACC. Just like the Big Ten, the Atlantic Coast Conference does not have a postseason volleyball tournament. So the regular season champion is the conference champion and earns that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. For Pitt, they are currently still tied with Stanford at the top of the conference. They actually have to go to Palo Alto to play Stanford. That's going to be an integral matchup when it comes to who wins this conference. Also, another matchup against Louisville is looming for Pitt. So when it comes to the ACC matchups there, they have a couple of big ones that are really going to decide how this conference looks in terms of who gets the automatic qualifier. But the resume for Pitt this year, exceptional. It speaks for itself. No matter what happens in the ACC, Pitt will be almost guaranteed an at-large bid into the tournament. And if they keep it up, keep winning these games that they are supposed to, play the way that they have all season, they will also more than likely be one of the teams that hosts the first and potentially second round matchups in Pittsburgh. That's how all of our teams can get to the NCAA tournament. We appreciate you watching this special edition of ONIT Volleyball action here on YouTube, and we hope to see you in our future videos. Please hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of our future content, whether it be football, volleyball, basketball, or baseball, softball that you're interested in. We cover it all here at ONIT because we believe in NIL at all. So hit that subscribe button. It does help us out, and it helps you so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Appreciate you watching today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see how this month of November shakes out when it comes to NCAA volleyball. So long, everyone, and thanks for watching.